Alex had always been more comfortable with machines than with people. The hum of the space station's core, the gentle whir of the AI-controlled doors, and the rhythmic pulse of energy through the metal walls were the sounds that calmed him. He walked through the long, narrow corridors of the station, his toolkit in hand, checking systems that had been running smoothly for years. It was a quiet night shift, and that was exactly how he liked it. Nothing unpredictable, nothing overwhelming, just him and his work. The station orbited a newly colonized planet, far beyond the reach of most human settlements. Humans and aliens shared the space here, a fragile coexistence. The aliens were fascinating, elegant, and far more advanced than humans in technology. Most of the time, Alex kept his distance, preferring to observe rather than interact. That night, he thought, would be like any other. As he entered the maintenance hub, he noticed a soft chime. It was unusual. The lab doors were always sealed at night. He frowned and walked toward the sound, expecting some automated alert. But when he reached the door, it slid open smoothly, revealing a tall figure. The alien woman who stepped inside carried herself with absolute confidence. Her skin shimmered faintly under the station's lights, a subtle sign of her species' energy absorption ability. Her eyes, large and intelligent, scanned the room with a casual ease as if she had been here many times before. Alex froze, his hands hovering over his toolkit. He hadn't been expecting a visitor, let alone one like her. "Good evening," she said, her voice melodic but firm. She didn't wait for an answer. Instead, she dropped the long cloak she had been wearing, revealing a form that radiated authority and grace. Alex's heart raced, not from fear, but from the sheer audacity of her presence. She moved around his lab, touching instruments, examining consoles, and even inspecting his personal workbench. "I see you've been busy," she remarked, tilting her head at a display panel. "Your efficiency is unusual for a human." Alex swallowed, trying to keep his voice steady. Thank you, I just make sure everything runs smoothly." Her smile widened, almost knowing, almost teasing. She didn't ask permission, she didn't wait for an introduction. She simply was there, and the room adapted to her presence. Alex realized that he had never felt this kind of tension before. It was thrilling and terrifying at the same time. "I'm Lyra," she said, finally offering a name. "I've come to see if your skills match your reputation." Alex blinked. He had heard whispers about high-ranking envoys visiting the station, but he had never expected one to appear in his lab at night unannounced. I don't know what you mean," he stammered. She laughed softly, a sound that echoed lightly in the metal corridors. "You will. Very soon." Her presence was unsettling, but Alex couldn't help but notice the subtle devices she carried. Small gadgets, some of them glowing faintly with alien energy, others appearing as tiny mechanical pieces that no human engineer could easily identify. He realized that she wasn't just visiting for diplomacy, she was on a mission, and somehow he was part of it. "I hope you're ready," she said, leaning against a console. "Tonight is not just about maintenance. There's something coming, and you'll need to be sharp." Alex's curiosity overpowered his caution. "Something coming?" he asked. Lyra tilted her head, her eyes locking with his. "A threat. One that doesn't care about species or allegiance. Only survival matters, and you, human, might just be the key." For a moment, Alex didn't move. The reality of the situation sank in. He was used to technical problems, to systems failures and mechanical malfunctions. He was not used to being told that his actions could influence the survival of the entire station. Lyra stepped closer, her movement confident, almost casual. "I hope you're not afraid," she said. "I would be disappointed if you were." Alex felt a mix of awe and anxiety. He had faced dangerous situations before, but nothing like this. His hands were steady, but his mind raced, trying to anticipate what she meant. "You will need to follow instructions precisely," she continued. "The coming threat is smart. It adapts. It tests weaknesses. You must be quicker than it expects." "Can you do that?" Alex nodded slowly. I think I can." She smiled, satisfied, and moved toward the doorway. But just as she reached it, she turned back. "Oh, and Alex, trust in your instincts. Machines are predictable. People are not. You are both." Before he could respond, she was gone. The door slid shut behind her, leaving Alex alone. His heart was pounding, and yet he felt strangely alive. The quiet of the lab seemed different now, charged with energy, as if the station itself knew something had changed. He walked back to his console, examining the small device she had left behind. It pulsed faintly, a gentle rhythm that seemed to resonate with the station's systems. Alex studied it, careful not to trigger anything accidentally. It was a beacon, he realized, a signal device designed to call someone, or something. Hours passed, and Alex worked quietly, analyzing the device. The station's lights flickered occasionally, responding to the pulse. He checked security feeds, but nothing unusual appeared. Still, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching. Then came the first sign of trouble. A low hum, barely perceptible at first, grew steadily louder. The sensors picked up movement near the docking bays, energy signatures moving in patterns that did not match any human or known alien traffic. Alex's heart raced. He activated the station's defense protocols, bringing up shields and rerouting power to essential systems. But the alien device still pulsed, sending waves of energy he could not fully understand. He realized that he needed help, Lyra's kind of help. And then she appeared again, as casually as before. She moved through the lab with ease, inspecting the controls, her eyes sharp. "It's time," she said. "They've arrived?" Alex glanced at the screens. Shadows of ships appeared in the docking bay, sleek and menacing, unlike anything he had ever seen. These were mercenaries, he realized, hired to steal technology or conquer the station. The threat was immediate and overwhelming. Lyra turned to him, her gaze intense. "You've done well to keep them out this far, but now comes the real test. Your mind, your skill, your courage, they will decide the outcome." Alex felt a surge of determination. This was not just about survival. It was about proving that humans, despite their limitations, could hold their own in a galaxy dominated by advanced alien civilizations. He studied the lab, noting weak points, potential traps, and control panels he could use. Lyra's expression softened slightly, just enough for Alex to see admiration beneath her confident exterior. "Remember," she said, "humans have something we rarely predict. Creativity, adaptability, use it." The station's alarms began to sound, red lights flashing. The hum outside grew louder, signaling that the invaders were moving closer. Alex took a deep breath, focusing on the consoles and tools around him. He could feel the energy of the station vibrating beneath his feet. The first ship attempted to dock, but Alex had already anticipated it. He activated a series of automated barriers and redirected power to defensive systems. Sparks flew as energy shields clashed with the mercenary craft. Lyra observed silently, her arms crossed, impressed by the humans' ingenuity. Despite the overwhelming technology of the intruders, Alex adapted quickly. He rerouted the station's gravity fields, creating obstacles the ships could not easily bypass. He hacked into minor systems, using timing and logic to disrupt the invaders' coordination. Each move was calculated, precise, and effective. Lyra stepped beside him, her presence calm and commanding. "You're faster than I expected," she admitted. "Most humans would panic. Not you. Good." Together they worked in perfect synchronization, him using human intuition and improvisation, her using advanced alien knowledge and control of the station's systems. Slowly they pushed the invaders back, forcing them to retreat temporarily. Alex finally allowed himself to breathe. The station was safe for now. He looked at Lyra and she gave him a small nod, the hint of a smile returning. "You did well tonight," she said. "But this is only the beginning. The galaxy is not kind to those who underestimate it. Remember that, human." He nodded, feeling a strange mixture of relief, pride, and anticipation. Something had changed within him. The quiet nights of routine maintenance were over. He had faced danger, relied on his mind, and held his own against beings far more advanced than humans. He realized that humans had a place in the universe, not just as passengers, but as vital players, capable of astonishing feats. As Lyra disappeared through the door once again, leaving only the faint pulse of the device behind, Alex stared at the glowing panel. He felt alive in a way he never had before. The station, the stars, and even the distant planet below seemed to hum in agreement. He smiled, determined. No matter what came next, he was ready. Humans would not be underestimated. Humans would survive, and tonight had proven it. Outside, the stars glittered, indifferent and eternal, but Alex knew that somewhere among them, adventure and danger awaited. And he, with his human ingenuity and courage, would be ready to face it. The first light of the alien sun crept over the horizon, casting long golden shadows across the strange terrain. Ethan stretched, rubbing his eyes, but he was already alert. The alien woman was awake too, standing beside the device they had partially activated. She didn't speak, yet her eyes conveyed urgency. Ethan understood immediately. The fleet would arrive soon. They moved quickly, making adjustments to the device. Ethan worked carefully, following the instructions her gestures implied. The machine was complex, a network of glowing circuits and alien symbols, but his engineering instincts guided him. Every time he hesitated, she placed a hand lightly on his shoulder or traced a symbol with her finger, and he knew exactly what to do. As the hours passed, the sky darkened with the shadow of approaching ships. Ethan felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. These were not ordinary invaders, they were ruthless, organized, and technologically advanced. Yet beside him, the alien woman radiated calm determination. Her presence reminded him of something vital. Humans had always survived through courage and ingenuity. He was no exception. Ethan began connecting the final circuits. The device hummed to life and the alien symbols glowed brighter. He felt a rush of exhilaration. It wasn't just a machine. It was a key to survival, a beacon of human resourcefulness combined with alien wisdom. The first wave of the fleet appeared over the planet's horizon. Their ships were dark, angular, and ominous, moving with precision. Ethan's heart raced, but he steadied himself. He knew the device needed one final activation. He glanced at the alien woman, and in her eyes he saw a silent reassurance. She trusted him, and that trust gave him strength. Ethan adjusted the final controls. The device pulsed with energy, sending a wave of force across the surrounding area. Trees bent slightly under the pressure. Rocks shimmered and the air vibrated with power. The alien woman extended her hands toward the device, and it responded to her energy. Together, human skill and alien ability merged into one synchronized effort. The fleet changed course, reacting to the energy wave. Ships were forced back, unable to penetrate the device's protective field. Ethan felt a surge of relief, but knew this was only the beginning. The attackers would adapt, and he had to stay ready. Hours passed in tense silence. Ethan and the alien woman monitored the device, adjusting outputs and recalibrating energy flows. With every passing moment, he felt more connected to her. They communicated without words, through gestures, glances, and shared understanding. Their bond was not about romance, it was about trust, survival, and the unspoken knowledge that together they could face impossible odds. Suddenly, a new problem arose. The device began overheating, circuits sparking dangerously. Ethan's mind raced as he worked to stabilize it. The alien woman placed her hands on the machine, and a pulse of energy flowed from her into the device, calming it, stabilizing it. He stared at her in awe. She didn't just assist, she amplified their chances of survival in ways he could not have imagined. The fleet regrouped and launched a more coordinated attack. Ethan's hands flew over the controls, recalibrating energy shields, redirecting force outputs, and monitoring system integrity. Beside him, the alien woman's focus never wavered. She moved with precision, guiding his hands when needed, anticipating problems before they arose. Finally, the climax arrived. A massive strike from the fleet approached the device, a concentrated beam of energy designed to destroy it. Ethan and the alien woman braced themselves. The energy beam hit, and for a moment it seemed like the device would fail. Sparks flew, the ground shook, and Ethan's heart sank. But she remained calm. Her hands glowed as she channeled energy into the device. The beam shattered against the protective field, redirected harmlessly into the sky. Ethan exhaled sharply. They had succeeded. The fleet retreated, forced to withdraw by the device's power. The planet was safe for now. He looked at the alien woman, still standing beside the humming machine, her eyes calm and confident. She had trusted him, and together they had prevented catastrophe. When the last of the enemy ships disappeared beyond the horizon, Ethan finally allowed himself to relax. He sank to the ground, exhausted but exhilarated. The alien woman knelt beside him, her hand resting lightly on his arm. This time she communicated not through energy pulses or gestures, but through a small device she produced. Words appeared on a screen. "You have done well. Humanity is capable of great courage." Ethan smiled, feeling a mixture of relief and pride. He had faced the unknown, trusted an alien being, and survived. More than that, he had realized that humanity's strength was not in technology alone, but in its ability to cooperate, adapt, and persevere. They returned to the research station together, the alien woman moving silently beside him. Ethan marveled at how seamlessly they worked together now. almost as if they had known each other for years. The bond between human and alien was unusual, extraordinary, and yet completely natural. Back at the station, Ethan initiated a full diagnostic of the planet's protective device. It was stable, secure, and ready to defend against any future threats. The alien woman helped him, using her abilities to enhance efficiency and accuracy. Their teamwork demonstrated that even across species, collaboration could achieve the impossible. As night fell on the station, Ethan stood by the viewport, looking at the stars. The alien woman approached silently, placing a hand on his shoulder. He did not flinch. Instead, he felt a sense of companionship he had never experienced before. She smiled boldly, that same enigmatic smile from the first night, and Ethan realized something profound. Humanity had always faced challenges in the vast unknown, from the first explorers crossing oceans to the first astronauts leaving Earth. Now, humanity faced the stars, and its greatest strength remained the same: courage, ingenuity, and the willingness to trust. The alien woman stayed beside him, not as a guide or a tool, but as a partner in discovery. Together, they would explore the mysteries of the planet, the station, and the universe beyond. Ethan understood that their journey was only beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with unknown dangers and opportunities, yet he no longer felt alone. He turned to her and spoke, his voice steady and confident. "Thank you for trusting me." She nodded, and for the first time words passed between them, soft and clear. "You did not fail. You are worthy of this trust," Ethan smiled. In that moment he understood that survival was not just about strength or knowledge, it was about connection. Across the stars, across species, courage and trust could overcome any obstacle. And as the station hummed quietly around them, Ethan felt hope. For humanity, for the alien woman, for the future, together, they had faced the impossible, survived, and proven that even in the vast unknown of space, humans could rise to greatness. The night outside was calm, filled with stars and silent possibilities. Inside on the station, two beings from different worlds stood together, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. And for the first time in months, Ethan felt a deep sense of belonging, a certainty that whatever came next, he would not face it alone. The galaxy was wide and mysterious, but humans had proven again and again that they could adapt, survive, and triumph. And now, with the alien woman at his side, Ethan knew that humanity's journey among the stars had only just begun.